So did you take current pictures of what plants are still out there that look good?
I took some samples.
Yeah.
For our meeting, if you want, I'll take pictures of all of them.
I was going to take pictures of ones that are out right now that still look good and say, this is what we want.
Yeah. As I mentioned to you, I think, I received a lot of calls from people
Oh my goodness, yeah.
liking the tall ones, even though they're huge.
Yeah, I was telling people that there was some complaints about it and they're like, well, that's ridiculous. Just find your opinion.
Yeah, totally.
Last week, last month, William brought up the fact that they're too tall and they block vision. Well, that could be true on some locations. Yeah, you got 30 seconds. Until somebody else chooses.
Are you going to recommend that our next meeting be this MDA possible, just that for the meeting instead of any business? Because we're close to it. I know.
90% of the meeting would be that presentation and any other action items,
Yeah, like anything, yeah.
like a budget approval.
Right.
Yep. How are you? Yeah, next
Are you willing to say anything about the
no problem.
Taking my seat in my pen?
Yeah.
You were calling the staff from where I wanted to go. Way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This was called like once a month. Oh yeah, always. No, we're not hugging yet. We're close.
Being that it's 5:32, I'll call to order the Downtown Development Authority meeting of Comstock Township for Wednesday, October 8th. I'll make a note that we are short one person for quorum, but we are expecting him.
No, we
right?
have quorum.
We have quorum, okay. But we are expecting one more member.
One more, yeah.
Okay, very good. First, then I'll look to the approval of the agenda. I know there's some additions.
Yep, there are 3 additions to the agenda. The first one being a letter that I received on August 28th. We would put that under item 7D1. The second item is the DDA training proposal. That would become item 8.3, I would say, or 8C. And then the DDA meeting schedule, item 8D, the 4th item under that, number 8. And if you will all turn your mics on when we speak, that'll help.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the 3 additions.
Second.
Motion with support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next is the approval of the August 27 meeting minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, comments?
Make a motion to accept those minutes. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Great.
Let us take a moment to acknowledge and have a minute of silence for the passing of Nate Dorlag. He was serving as the deputy supervisor the past month and attended the DDA meeting, participated in the DDA meeting, and gave us some good insight with his questions. Nate volunteered with prep painting, Rabbit Hutch, which building for the Rabbit Hutch building for the new sign, and even mounted the sign for Larry and his wife. A moment of silence has been requested by the DDA Executive Committee. Please join us in the word of silence. Thank you. May you rest in peace.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Okay.
Any other comment?
Next then on the agenda is public comment. Okay. Being that there is none, we will move on to the next item, which is the approval of the September 2025 Revenue Expenditure Monthly Report. Steve, if you could just briefly tell us what those expenses are, that
We'll
would be
briefly
helpful.
tell you what we did and put it on the screen here. So, as usual, the first two items are my salary. The item below that on the screen, if you can see it, $3,063 is August monthly payment to MoCo for their watering and maintenance. The $42 payment that was made for community promotion was for Fall Fest, for some signage updating that we provided. And then the $50 under facade program was a partial payment for Kate's Cupboards sign grant through our facade program. And we'll be seeing the remaining of that grant coming through to us to reimburse for that project. Any questions on the past month? No?
Then I'll look for a motion to accept the Revenue Expenditure Monthly Report.
Motion to accept.
I like it. Go ahead.
Second.
Second?
Not
All
too
those,
loud.
okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay.
The next is the preliminary review and approval of the budget for the DDA for 2026
Yeah.
and the CIP program. So
We
walk
will,
us through that.
we will try to go through this fairly quickly here. The Township Board is going through their budget process, and they're waiting for our preliminary report on our budget and our CIP requests. So on the screen or on your in your packet, if you're looking at that, the boxed area on the left is information provided to me by the finance director for 2025. And if you look under the amended 2025 line, that is what we've been operating under. Revenues around $85,000 and expenditures that may come in around 88, but it looks like we're going to have a significant savings of about $11,000 that we will not spend, that will end up going back into the fund balance.
I think one important thing on the revenue side is part of those revenues is using a portion of our fund balance. So it's kind of
Correct.
like we put our own revenue in
Yep.
there.
We, mid-year or so, transferred $55,679 to balance our budget out of our fund balance. So that's what gave us, enough funds to balance for 2025.
I just wanted to point that out because it does look like I know we'll get there, but the projected, or our budget isn't going to include that as of yet, and that'll be a decision.
Right.
Okay.
So as I assess the current budget and year-end projections, looking at what the finance director put down in the fourth column of that box, I looked at the same items and it pretty well mirrored what we have done in the past. Expecting about $22,500 from TIF capture. Last year, we identified about $1,500 in interest income from our fund balance. I kicked it up to $2,000. Believe it or not, the finance director is estimating 6,500, which is good for us. So we'll see how that goes in our final budget beginning of the year. I have made a request to our ITC grant people for the remaining $5,000 of a $10,000 grant we were awarded in early 2024. So I put that in the revenue side. But as you can see, there are no items under township contribution, which typically has been our CIP request, or I have not put anything under the fund balance allocation appropriation. So, as we speak, the estimated revenues for 2026 would be just under $30,000. What I'm expecting that we would need to pretty much maintain status quo is that we would keep my salary the same it is. Supplies would be kept as is at $250,000, $1,000, same as last year for supplies, equipment, operation. We would maintain $45,000 as we did last year for bidding out. We have a new rebid that is going to be taking place the end of this year, early next year for the gateways, planters, bridge, flowers, maintenance items for our trash removal and pole leases and banners, swaps, and those kind of things, and some of our holiday decorations. So expecting that we'll be right around the $45,000 there. Pretty well following status quo of legal expenses in the coming year. Don't know what we'll need it for, but we can always amend that up or down mid-year if we want to. But I did want to indicate that the finance director's $7,500 there for the end of this year was more of a placeholder or guesstimate, so not expecting any additional legal expenses at this time. I kicked up our mileage reimbursement because we went over slightly last year, kicked it up to $300. Community promotion, kept that actually dropped that down to $1,000 since we only did Fall Fest this past year. And that fee for Fall Fest was only about $400. So this still gives us a little bit of money to do another event or help out with some of the events we have in the past. Facade program, as I mentioned, will be $5,000 for the facade program to keep it rolling here. And printing, dropped that down to $500 from $1,000. Miscellaneous shipping, dropped that in half to $250. Postage shipping, $250 there. Educational and training, I did want to keep that at $2,000. And memberships, I'm expecting to keep that at right around $300. I put in capital outlay of $3,000 for potential watering equipment if we decide to take that responsibility on. If we did, it probably would lower the $45,000 up here. So right now we have approximately a shortfall of $57,854. And let's see, that difference, we could take it out of two items requested from the CIP or take it out of our fund balance. I think it's probably wise to tap our fund balance this year once again, because we really don't know if there's going to be funds from the township board through the CIP. But again, this would tap the 229 that we're expecting at the end of this year And I just put this 20% fund balance on here just to show that with an $85,000 budget, we typically try to set aside 20%. So we've got a good base fund budget, fund balance, still helping us through future projects. So are there any questions on here? And I just noticed something that I didn't catch that I might have to correct, because I don't think I included the 2,000 for education and training on here. So that probably will kick our shortfall up 2,000.
So 60,000, yep.
Yeah, just under 60, so,
Well, then we're right about to where we budgeted last year.
yeah. Yeah, we're trying to maintain what we're doing. At the same time, I think it's going to be a unique year because there are some things that we need to do from a planning perspective for TIF and our DDA plan, and in terms of our major economic development project, which continues to evolve. So if you have any changes or comments other than the one I just caught here, and I apologize for that blank number under that column for our recommended budget. Adding that 2,000 would bring our expenditures to 87,339, and then require us to have take about 59,854 out of our 229,000 fund balance.
Any questions or?
Comments?
Looks good. I mean,
I would ask that we approve or support at this point. It will come back once the township board looks at it, has their comments. We'll come back for final approval towards the end of the year. Same with the CIP, but if we could take this separate and then look at CIP next and take action on that. So I'm just looking for
Motion to approve.
preliminary approval on.
Preliminary, yeah.
Motion with approval? Got that, Steve? Okay.
That was Keith.
Keith, second?
And who second?
Keith was seconded it. Evan made the motion.
Evan did it. Thank you.
All those in favor say aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, CIP. I laid it out this way just to show you in the columns where we've been and where we're coming from. Welcome, Larry.
Oh, perfect.
You can see in 2022, the township contributed $75,000 between Beautify, Comstock, and a capital outlay. In 2023, the township contributed $75,000, pretty much for the same thing. 2024, we had requested and placed in our budget $240,000. Significant increase because of the redevelopment project we were looking at. That would have broken down between $90,000 in Beautify, which would have upped it from the previous years, and had set aside $150 for economic development, which was targeted for land acquisition and related development costs. We had to amend the CIP or amend our budget due to the fact that the 150 was not committed. It was earmarked but not committed, so we had to adjust our budget, but we did receive the 90. So if you look at, and we have not received anything in 2025 from the township CIP. 2026 potential requests, I'm going to just summarize that. Beautify, Comstock, we could ask for 40 to help us out. If we didn't fund it through fund balance, we would ask them to help us on several of these items, as you can see below. We could ask also for the $3,000 for the capital outlay for the watering equipment. That would be another item that we can put in the capital improvement program request. The significant one is the economic development request. Here I have $50,000 that would really be targeted for helping with the riverfront redevelopment or anything else that occurs as a result of that project moving forward or a new project moving forward. You know, it's significantly lower than we asked for 2 years ago, but it's still a placeholder for us, a wish list item for us to help out in 2026, assuming some development will occur, and we'll try to be supporting new development in the area. Administration, I kind of targeted just under $20,000 for covering, you know, administrative items. The significant item there is we have to update our DDA TIF plan, and with $10,000, we would probably bring in a consultant to help us go through that process and reestablish our goals and vision for the upcoming years. That's kind of a requirement of the DDA Act, is that every 5 years you need to really take a close look at your plan and make sure it matches your budget and your CIP requests. So with that, the significant items in this would be the $50,000 under economic development. That would be the priority. We could put and leave $40,000 and $3,000 and the 17 in here just as placeholders if we needed it. Whether the funds are there or not, we don't know yet, but hoping that the Township Board and administration will, you know, follow our recommendation and just earmark these numbers for the upcoming CIP 2026 year. Any changes or thoughts or?
So I like that you laid out, and you're right, it does kind of mirror what we are proposing for our budget. In the past, like you can see, we own $90,000 in 2024 we received, and then of course, nothing for 2025. My initial thought is beautify is like number one, because obviously we don't have anything in the works as far as economic development. Yes, we have a concept and things, and we're just kind of waiting for property owners and things like that. So
Yep.
my input would be the beautify Comstock, if we could have 40 for that, just because I think that's our number one. I mean, even according to the Michigan Downtown, you know, Authority, that's one of the things that we're supposed to do. And that's one of the things I think is feasible. Now, we would right now, without this, be using obviously our fund balance. But I think the 40,000 for beautify and then 50 for economic development. The other things, I feel like the capital outlay, I mean, we're not really sure what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we don't.
And I think that the township wants a plan, so that's why I would say that. And then on the administrative side, will we get, is there the 35,000 from the,
I have a call into our rep with the redevelopment ready community.
because that could be used to pay
If
for.
it's still available, I'm
Right.
hearing
Oh,
horror stories coming down from the state and the MEDC and the cuts that they're facing, so I wanted to talk to them and see where they're at. But yeah, we could tap the RRC funds for that consultant to help us update our plan.
and I'm like, I would challenge us to find out what other smaller DDAs who are just starting out, what do they do in their 5th year when they have to do this? Because I think $10,000 is a lot when there's.
Yeah, I've heard where they've hired consultants to bring them in, and think big, or they just kind of have a separate meeting with the board and kind of
Do it themselves.
really review goals, objectives, and
Okay.
new issues we're faced with. So we can do it in-house and not spend hardly anything, but I just wanted you to
Okay,
think about an option of, when you bring a consultant in, you bring in new ideas too, which is great, but you're also spending more money.
They don't, also, I don't know, maybe we need to emphasize that we don't have to do this, even if we said we're stuck on our idea. It is a big idea, but it doesn't mean we have to do it all at once.
Right.
We could phase it out.
Right.
Like literally,
Right.
that's how most neighborhoods are built, right?
Yeah.
Phases. So we could do that too, just put
Yeah,
numbers.
I think we've learned a lot in the last 4 years, especially the last 2, I think, that we could really tweak the original plan. And
yes.
I will send you a copy of the original plan so you can start thinking about it. But the original plan's main focus was establishing the DDA, but it had a component for development and marketing and infrastructure improvements. So it's something we should look at. But, okay,
So I would I'll just make a motion, then we
Okay.
can discuss further,
Yep.
and whatever. So I would recommend to ask for CIP funds from the township for Beautify Comstock of $40,000 and economic development of $50,000.
I'll second that.
okay.
Any further discussion on the motion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Okey-doke. I'm not gonna go there yet. Old business. Last month, I handed out to you some billing invoices that we got that it was uncertain if we were gonna have to pay for these legal bills or if the township was gonna pay for them. And based on that situation, we had asked for documentation on what these bills were for. The original two invoices represented about $125, I think.
$225?
$225. And then the second one was the $500 bill that came in a few months later. Both were related to DDA issues. Both were requests from the township board and/or the supervisor. So we wanted to see what they were being used for and what the attorneys came up with, because it identified DDA.
And Steve, the first 225, they paid, and then it came, and then it showed up, and then we
Yeah.
questioned it, and we
Yeah.
said, okay, we'll let it go.
Yeah, right.
So this $500.
This 500
okay.
was the recent one that we had no clue other than it said for a DDA,
Matter,
yes.
yeah.
So anyways, this kind of debate and your response, and I talked to the superintendent, and he said, we're going to go ahead, we'll cover the 500. Okay, mainly because the attorney said this was a township board request for this opinion, so we should not be paying for it, the board should. And they've paid it, and the administration has agreed to that. We could still request to try to find out what was it for. We still don't know what that issue pertained and why the cost for that. Again, the township attorney just responded that this was a client attorney privilege item, and therefore, I don't know if we'll find out or not, but if you would like to find out, we can make a formal request to the board and ask them if they are willing to share what the topic was. If not, we just move on. And
Well, it is concerning, and if it's that difficult to get an answer, I say, let's just move on.
Right.
But in the future, do we know what process is going to take place if
Yeah.
another request is made
Yeah.
in regards to a DDA matter?
Right, that is the question.
Okay.
The board meeting on Monday had a specific item on it regarding attorney use policy. How do board members, trustees ask for assistance from the attorney? And it went around in circles, and the policy proposal was, have everything come through the superintendent, and so that everybody knows, he knows that the budgets are being tapped for certain things, but it didn't get, didn't get approved. It was tabled. I think it's going to end up back at the
Okay,
Township Board.
so maybe we don't even know what that process is.
We don't know yet, but we will keep an eye on it and see what transpires.
Okay.
Okay. Committee updates, economic development, Comstock redevelopment project. We've been in limbo for a couple months here. Things have changed, not only on our end, but I wanted to update you what I've done. I have been in touch with Tim Kearney, who is the son of the owner and is himself part owner of the 3 parcels we've been trying to pursue and acquire. Tim has indicated to me that the property is not for sale. It's not going to be listed, and they won't subdivide it if we wanted to buy a portion of it or not. And we'll just try to work with them on their plans. They have moved on, and I know they've made some changes, and I don't really want to get into details, but this is an opportunity to work with them as a developer, I guess, instead of us going out and buying it and find it. This way, we really won't have control of the uses that go into those spaces.
And then for the grant that we were working on, it wouldn't be able to be used.
Yeah, we would probably
$100,000
not
would
be
be
able to
gone.
use the ISG grant because that was contingent on us buying the 3 parcels.
Yep.
So I've got to call them and update them, and we'll come back with maybe a new strategy for you, see how things evolve. I don't want to put Larry in the spot, but if you have any comments, Larry, happy to let you say something, but you can say no thanks.
I know he's already got it rented,
Does he?
or at least he thinks he does.
Okay.
And I talked to prospective renter today, and he indicated he's interested, but he's not really sure yet. So it's still in limbo.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. I reached out to Tim. I gave him our facade program guidelines, told him that we have connections with other grants that could help him, so.
So do you know what type of renter going in?
He says he's an antique dealer. So that wouldn't be a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that he will sit down and we can help him improve the building because it's in need of some help. I wanted to let you know that I sat down with a local developer to talk about our project. He was impressed with our large vision and complex development scheme, but he recommended we scale it back and focus on housing. So we kind of have been hearing that for last year. And that's kind of the strategy that we need to think about as we maybe rethink about this site. One of the things I want to talk about with Nate Scramlin, our MEDC rep for RRC. And then finally, I hope to meet with a fairly significant donor local donor in the next couple weeks. Just to see if that person is, even if we can't get the ISG grant, we still have people that know what we're doing, and we can raise our own private funds for that. So I'll keep you abreast of that. So that kind of gives you update on the redevelopment project, ISG funding. Can move on to the Kalamazoo Community Foundation grant. And this is what came up. Gosh darn it. I'm sorry. Can't get this turned around properly on the screen. Anyways, it's in your packet. It's actually the copy of the application that Casey, myself, and worked with Andrew to submit to the Kalamazoo Community Foundation for their capital campaign grant. I'm never going to get this straight. Anyways, so we submitted that on the 24th of September, and they responded by indicating that we're in the review process now, and that will be, they will be awarding projects probably in December sometime. At our last meeting, we all agreed to be the assistant or to be the fiduciary agent to help process payment of the grant from the foundation to us, to the applicant. And we supported that. We made a mistake of having Andrew a part of that vote. He should have abstained, and I should have caught that, but that was just a mistake on our part.
I'll take responsibility for that because I was chair then.
No, I should have caught that
And it just happened so quick.
Yeah, it was the last item on our agenda, and everybody wanted to leave.
Here's the guy right here.
Yeah, it's me.
But he should have abstained, but, we all, or you all voted in favor of it, so it passed anyways. So we agreed to be that fiduciary.
So we don't have to re-vote?
Well, I wanted to ask you, based on the application and the change in the amount, because initially you were going to ask for 100.
Yeah.
And based on our conference with the foundation, he kicked it up to 200. So they encouraged him to ask for what you need.
Yeah, we looked at the project as a whole, and the whole entire project went over budget $234,000. So asked for 200.
But,
Doesn't really change.
everything's done inside except for the utilities on the outside, pretty much, and gotta have
And it
utilities to
doesn't-
open.
None of this changes anything we're gonna do, so in my opinion, we don't need to, but if we wanna make, I don't know, an official revote, just have him sit in the hallway.
No,
I don't think it's worth it.
Technically, when you abstain, you have to leave the dais, but
The vicinity.
that's a little formal for us.
I was gonna say, I don't care.
I would just say, if you're
Yes.
comfortable with reaffirming our commitment for the grant and for our role, it's not going to cost us anything. This is the same process we would have used for the Match on Main grant that we did receive, that we had to reject because the deal didn't go through.
Yeah.
But agencies, foundations set it up this way all over the place because it gets the local entity involved in the project. And it takes the burden off the foundation to track things and so on and so forth.
I think, I'll just make a motion so it's possibly in the minutes, as like you said, Evan, is that we acknowledge that there was a error made when the previous vote was taken, in that Mr. Skippers did not abstain, and it was in regards to him. But then on the other hand, that now it's a participation. It's not a fiduciary. We're not giving him money. We're not really in control. Like, I think I was told that the Kalamazoo Community Foundation recommended that you use a municipality or nonprofit to help you through the process, and that was the,
Fiscal sponsor.
exactly.
Steve, didn't they tell you specifically the DDA? Didn't they specifically say, ask the DDA, that's a great one?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like literally.
They've used DDAs, they've used nonprofits.
Housing department asked me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so. in
Yeah,
my opinion-
and,
Do we need to make any distinction because the amount has changed?
yeah, I would include that in the motion that we support.
And that we, that the amount that is actually requested is now $200,000.
Right.
I'll second that, but Andy, don't say anything. Turn around, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you just need to say any abstentions.
Any abstains? Yes, we'll have you abstain, and then all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Great, thanks.
I know, we learned from going through these things, right?
Yep.
I thought it was assumed that his vote didn't count, so it didn't matter to me. That's why I wasn't like, Andy, get in the hallway.
Yeah.
I was just like.
Didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's just learning. I should have caught
Moving
that.
on.
I should have caught that.
So yeah, we just got excited.
We did submit for Consumers Energy Prosperity Award for our redevelopment project. It did not get past the first round. Most of our request was for land acquisition dollars. They want to see more than just you buying property. They want to see potential developer and some pro formas and more detail before they start awarding money. So they encouraged us to come back at a later time. Any questions on any of those items? Okay, facade improvement program. Kate's covered sign is up. It's looking good. They did a nice job between Sign Center and them. I'm just waiting for their paid invoice before I pay the remaining portion of the grant amount, which is $1,075, which we awarded them. I think the total project was just under $3,000, so we paid a third of that roughly.
Sign looks real nice.
Yeah,
It really does.
yeah, if we could next get her to do some awnings would be great.
Next year.
Next year, yeah. Phase 2 of the ITC grant fund, as I mentioned, I did send a request in to ITC for releasing that second phase of the $10,000 grant. So if we can get that, put it in our budget, we'll keep pushing more for more signage. I do want to say that, there's some activities going on, not only with the building that Larry's in, moving out of, but also Comerica Bank. I'm understanding it's been sold and should close in the next month or two. Don't know what the use is at this time. The only thing the realtor would tell me was that it's a local investor who will lease it out for a antique store. No, I don't know what he was looking for.
That's not funny.
That's not. But the other building, the Comstock building on Michigan Avenue, has an interested party, which is good. That's the old creamery or liquor store. And I think I told you that the funeral home is reopening in the old
Oh, I missed that.
In the old Langland.
Langland, yeah.
Same company, Lane?
No,
Different company,
Oh, really?
yeah. And there was another project that was kind of in the works.
And you're the,
Things are moving, so we may have more requests for the facade program funds. And, if they start coming in strong, we could maybe help kick that, budget up a little higher too. Next item, beautification maintenance. We are in the process of revising our request for a proposal. This is the last year of MoCo's contract, and we are looking hopefully to do another 3-year contract. And we are putting together a revised RFP with a bid sheet. And I have that draft put together. It's in your packet. We need to sit down with our maintenance team, which is John and Andrew, and I'd like, obviously, Sandra and our landscape greenhouse expert.
That's helped us this year.
That's helped us this year.
Yeah.
So we would review the draft I prepared, come back to you with finalized RFP document and bid sheet, and identify as many potential local bidders as we can, and send that out late this year, early next, and try to get some new concepts, new ideas in the process. We learned a lot through the last 3 years. I think MoCo did a very good job with us, and our other vendors that helped us, Wenke's and River Street Flowerland, helping us out with flowers and greening up the district. So, but we want to firm up the bid and get the numbers a little more reasonable. And this will include discussion about us watering versus a consultant or a contractor watering. Okay, any questions on that? I do need, well, yeah, we don't need to take action on that.
No.
I'll bring that back.
Yeah.
Future meeting. River Street Bridge, flowers, the vandalism, I think I mentioned it to you. It was just a bad night. It was raining, there was storms. Sorry to say our camera didn't catch anybody because the lightning and the darkness and the rain just didn't work with the camera. But individuals pretty well picked up all the plants on the bridge and threw them in the river. Pretty sad. But, I hope this doesn't stop you all for supporting decorations for next year.
You won't have to have them removed.
That's a silver lining.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Cups half.
well said. Yes, that's right.
microphone.
Well
Our
said.
newest, you said the top is missing,
Yeah,
and the one barrel.
yeah, Larry had mentioned to me that we lost, due to vandalism, one of the trash can barrels
Oh, wow.
last Monday night or something, ended up floating down the river, 2 of them.
Oh,
They grabbed one, but they couldn't find the other one.
They were bolted in.
No, there's an insert. There's an insert that goes in them, then you put the bag in over the insert.
oh my goodness.
So that ended up in the river. That's gone now, one.
No mistake.
And then, I don't know how they did it, but they got the top off of a,
Wires were broken.
yeah, we need to secure those better, but one of the metal tops
Yeah.
was stolen. So with that in hand, I wanted your approval to purchase those 2 items, estimated cost at $270.
Motion to purchase. Motion to replace them.
Yeah, second.
You gotta be turn on your microphone.
Should we get at least one replacement?
Oh, a spare.
Of the insert?
we get a deal?
I would think at least the insert, yeah.
Maybe they come in a pair. I mean, seriously. If it's-
No, they sell
They're
separately.
individual.
You get a discount if you buy 6 or more or something like that.
So
I
what
don't
do you-
think we need 6.
What are you suggesting, Larry?
So that if
Just in case it happens.
it happens again, at least we have one on hand to immediately replace it. And then hopefully it doesn't become a ongoing thing, but
Yeah.
at least we have something to replace the next one with, and then we can, because how long is it gonna take to get it?
I haven't called them yet. I just got the pricing.
Yeah,
I would say a couple weeks at least.
Yeah,
if
see,
not a-
right
Okay.
now, I mean, there's a bag in there.
Right.
Just-
How much are the inserts?
Inserts are $59.
Okay, yeah,
All right. I'll
Do you want a
revise my
top two or
motion.
just two inserts and
and a top.
a top? Okay.
2 inserts, 1 top.
And
New
we have a
motion.
motion from Evan.
New
and a
motion, revised
second
motion.
Second from me,
Okay.
Sandra. Yep.
Okay, so that would be about $330, give or take.
Yes.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. If we can keep the garbage off.
Yeah. Okay, events, programs. Thank you to Larry helping out who was there, and
Did you
Jeffrey.
want to do the holiday garland?
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, I did, sorry. That was something that we've done the last 2 years. I just wanted your support to move forward on that again this year. We may need to buy some new pieces.
I have talked to
garland.
two entities that actually do this. And they provide the garland and the lights. And they both agreed to give us some prices.
Okay.
I mentioned the $850, and they said they would see if they could work that.
Yeah.
So is this what we've had budgeted
The
before?
$850 is just to install it and
Just
remove
install it and remove it? Okay.
And then we typically have to buy batteries because there's lights on it, battery-powered lights and some wreaths. And usually we have them stored out at the recycling facility and, you know,
I will be willing to get at
Okay.
least 2 quotes in writing
Yeah.
just to see what that is. But we could also reach out to MoCo for a price of how they, because they did it for us before, right?
yeah, they've done it for $850 the last 2 years.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
Let's Sandra, you're talking.
Well, we'll bring
You're
that
talking about
back.
somebody who supplies the
yeah,
full, like, so we wouldn't have to buy new stuff.
no.
It's different.
No, we've got a lot of,
We have a lot of we have everything in totes.
yeah, it just
It wears
gets
out.
damaged or
Yeah.
twisted
Yeah.
or, so we usually have to buy
In the river.
bits and pieces to make it look good.
Got some at my house.
There you go. Okay, we'll bring that back with final costs and
Okay,
the timeframe. And a contractor. Okay, jumping down to events, Fall Fest, successful. We estimated about 400 attendees. That's the highest so far over the last 4 years. Thanks to Jeffrey and to Larry and to John Geisler for attending and helping out with Hoop Fest and cleaning and tracking people around and setting up and tearing down, so it turned out great. Hopefully you had a chance to look at the video that Parks and Rec did for us. It's on, there's a link on your, agenda item. Turned out well. Boo Bash is coming up October 25th, holiday tree lighting. I'm not anticipating having to pay anything towards it, but I just wanted your support to participate if they want us, need us. Usually Boo Bash is just, they need people to hand out candy, so I can send more information out to you.
and we can just volunteer to do that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'm not anticipating any expenditures on that.
okay.
Okay, down to executive administration. This item that we added, item 70I, relates to a letter that I received on August 28th, the day after our last meeting, and relates to a complaint from William Knight related to the situation that happened regarding our vote to assist Andy with his project, and the fact that we messed up on the abstaining. But it also reflects some complaints on, the whole procedure related to that. So,
Right. I mean, it stemmed from that, and then it kind of branches out from
Yeah.
there. The other So Steve brought it to the executive committee because it was only emailed to Steve and to the supervisor.
Right.
Have you had any conversation with Supervisor Martin on this? He hasn't even come to you or anything?
No. In my opinion, it should have been sent to the chair of the DDA first. And then, as we looked at it and decided what we were going to do, we would share it with the full board and then
So, yes, so
Potentially the
we did talk about it as an executive committee. We acknowledged previously in the meeting, we made a mistake. It didn't have any negative implications on the DDA itself. And then some of his other issues mentioned in the letter just seem accusatory, in our view, don't really impact the role of the DDA. So the executive committee recommends that we do not take any further action. But if any member really feels that they would like a copy of that letter, you can talk to Steve. And then I'm thinking that any other action would be taken to the township administration if needed.
Yeah.
The fact that Supervisor Martin hasn't reached out to you about it, it must not be a very...
Yeah, I haven't talked to really anybody other than the superintendent and the executive committee. And
Thing that we haven't actually already discussed a little bit.
No, yeah, pretty much, you're pretty aware.
Because anything that we've already discussed, we all understand what happened, and there shouldn't be.
yeah, as Sandra said, the complaint kind of snowballs into other things. And with a list of 4 items that he wants us to do, and talking with the executive committee, we just don't feel that it's necessary.
And it would be costly if we did, and we don't feel that we need to spend time and money on it. And he does have the avenue to go to the township board or township administration if there is anything further. But to me, the biggest thing is that Supervisor Martin has not brought it to your attention. So I think until anything else is brought.
Now, I will just respond to Mr. Knight based on this conversation, saying, we looked at it. We just don't think these complaints are valid. We do recognize that we made a mistake on the one issue, but it doesn't require action on our part or any legal review on anybody's part, because it's just, it's not necessary, in our opinion.
We readdressed it, so.
I know.
Yeah, we
Everyone
talked about it,
feels-
and,
Moving on.
moving on.
I would like to address my absence for, I believe he touched on that in the email. I was groomsman in my cousin's wedding in Arizona. I was the best man in a wedding in Greece. And the third one that I missed, I was in work in Detroit, and I didn't get home till 8 p.m. So just to touch base on my absence, those are the 3 reasons.
And you let Steve know that you would be absent.
Every
It's
time.
not like you have not been in communication with us.
Yep, just so everybody knows that's where I was.
Thank you for that.
Maybe, is it ridiculous from here on out to just, well, I don't want to talk about everyone's private plans, but just say if someone's, not at a meeting, like, hey, they let us know, so we know they're not missing an action.
A lot of
John Geisler
boards
is
will
not here tonight. But
excuse the absence,
Yeah.
If
Right.
they're not here and they've talked to the member and it's a valid excuse not to be
Yeah.
here.
But like, do we need to say that out loud, or are you just going to kind of do
Well,
that behind the scenes?
Some do it formally. I could just, keep track of it.
Who
Sure.
decides if it's an excused absence?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right.
You just said if it's an excused absence, who makes that decision, right?
Well, that,
If I decide not to come for some reason, it may be a valid reason to me,
Yeah.
it may not be a valid reason
That's
to
a good
y'all.
point, Keith.
Right.
Yep.
right. Yeah, that's where it gets touchy. Defining.
Maybe we'll
I-
talk about this more later then.
And
I don't want to start a whole thing.
I think that we've done a very good job, and Steve, you've done a very good job of making sure we have a quorum. There has not been a meeting where we haven't had one. So even your absences that were excused based on your reasons did not hinder us from continuing doing our work. So I think that's another thing to be said.
Yeah. And this is another reason that we need to take a look at our bylaws, because
Okay.
we need to firm up some things in that. And
Yeah.
our bylaws state that we can consider removing somebody if they have 2 or more absences. We can consider it, but if
Up
we
to us.
think that everybody's got valid excuses for being absent, that's fine, you know.
Yeah.
Things happen, and board members are volunteers, so, you know, flexibility, everybody's gone at times from various boards and committees in the township, as we well know, so.
New business.
New business. I think I touched on the fact that we need to do a DDA TIF update, so I will try to pull together the information and with a recommendation of how we might do it
Okay.
for you for the next or November meeting, maybe.
Okay.
In your packet is a request from me to attend the Michigan Downtown Association Annual Conference in Rochester. Estimating that to cost about $880 for 2 evenings, and it's a 3-day event. Always very informative, and this one should be really good. In fact, I'm not moderating it, but I got the board to, or the committee to put a topic on the agenda regarding AI and how AI is helping organizations like downtowns improve their performance. So we have some great speakers coming on just that topic, so.
Very good.
So I do want hopefully your support on that.
I'll make a motion to send Steve to the conference.
Second.
We have a motion with a support. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion
And it's
passed.
in our budget.
It is in our budget, yes, you are right.
In the packet that you have, let me try to jump down quickly to, since I'm on the MDA, I've been on the MDA board, and now I'm just on the MDA conference committee. Our executive director sends out information to all of the board members and all of the membership, offering opportunity for in-person training, where the executive director, Dana Walker, will come to the township and give a, hour and a half, 2-hour presentation on anything we need to learn about DDAs. Here in the packet shows you some of the topics that they go over. We can ask for specific items that she might be able to address. I guess I recommended it to Sandra. She thought it was a good idea. It's something that we could do, and I checked with Dana where she would come at our next meeting on the 22nd from 5:30 to 7 and do a PowerPoint and an interactive session with us, and it would be open to the public too.
Right, and
No,
then
it's-
definitely we'd want to invite other boards and
Yeah.
those who are not as familiar with the DDA and what
Yeah,
it does.
it would reiterate what a DDA, what its goals are and what we try to do and how we interact with the community and what are ways to stimulate more events, to work out issues that you're facing with developers or the public. So it's really a summary of the webinar programs that they offer too. And this way we would have, I hope, captured audience that would really be able to ask questions that relate to even bylaws, developing bylaws.
So the cost is $900, and we do have, under education and training, we still have at least that much available in our budget, our current budget.
I'll make a motion for that. I think it'd be helpful.
Just a
Yeah, if
question, would
you-
you be doing the regular meeting before or after this hour-and-a-half presentation? 'Cause you
I
said
would ask
5:30,
that we do
so-
this first.
And
unless-
only have
Unless we
something as
don't
an
have any
action.
action items.
Yeah, if only if we need action on something.
If there's an action item, let's say finalizing our budget, that would be like the only thing I'd put on the agenda.
Yeah.
Right,
We'll focus on this.
Yeah.
yeah, so
that's
October
just
2
20
weeks.
22nd.
22nd is our normal
is
meeting,
our normal meeting.
so it's in 2 weeks.
Yep.
When is it?
October 22.
22nd is our normal, regular meeting.
So that's when we would meet for this,
Yes.
Yeah,
for Dana.
yeah.
So I'll make a motion for that.
And look at your sheet, if any of these topics really interest you, let me know, because I want to focus her on things that you want to learn about, and we need to maybe get some further feedback on.
Okay, so there's a motion with Evan, and then do we have a second yet?
Second.
Jeffrey seconds that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
And then finally, the very last thing in your packet is 2026 meetings. As you very well know, we have meetings every month, fourth Wednesday at 5:30. On the screen and in your packet are highlighted dates for those meetings. I just need to get your approval so I can pass it on to the clerk's office as they print up this for the coming year. What I did in November was move it up a week to avoid Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays.
Good idea.
And last year, we put Decembers into January. That-
Yeah, we ended up doing that, right?
Which I didn't mind that.
Yeah,
I don't know if-
we did that. We can always
We can change that
change this as we go.
Right? I mean, that's what we did.
But, you know, at the beginning of the year, the clerk likes to announce to the public what we're,
I'll make a motion to accept the DDA meeting schedule as proposed for 2026.
Second.
Second?
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Any other, Steve, are you finished with your comments?
oh, I'm finished with mine.
Okay, any other board comments?
Motion to tell everybody, great job. Just in general.
Pardon me?
You're doing great. Everyone's doing great.
Everyone's doing
Being
great.
positive. That's all.
I'm really looking forward to the beautification committee getting together about future plans for that because it's really going to impact our budget. So I think that will be really good because we really need to get our budget tighter.
Yeah.
But we still need to be the DDA doing things out there that the community appreciates. And we've gotten so much feedback on the pots. In fact, I had another greenhouse grower actually say to me, this is the best, these are the most beautiful pots you've had yet.
They were awesome.
So
They were
Yeah.
the tallest ones yet.
they were.
For me, it's awesome because like, you know, for me, it doesn't block traffic. It's just this, because my building's kind of boring. So it's just this huge thing. It's like kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, and I've sent out a notice to people to come take them
Yeah.
because they're going to be removed on Friday.
On Friday, they're being removed? Okay.
You know what you can do if we do smaller ones in other areas? You can make mine huge. I don't even care.
Yeah, I know.
You're not going to go higher than my sign. That would be,
Yeah.
it's unlikely.
I actually trimmed ours once because
Oh.
when you pull out of our driveway, there's a little bit of a risk.
Yep.
with the
Yeah.
trees, so
Oh, a risk.
my son
So-
went down there and.
What do you know about risk?
Yeah, I know.
That has been,
Yeah,
mentioned
that has
that
been
we
brought up.
need to know, we need to put that in the RFP, that we need attention to that detail
Yeah,
of
we need
trimming.
Yes.
We need,
Yeah, because some of them were too high. People said, that's,
Location.
we got to make, yeah,
Depends on where they are.
that's exactly right.
By
So
yours, it was.
mine can be as high as, yeah,
When they're on a corner.
On a corner.
that's exactly right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
busy corner is tough.
It's a valid.
Strategic.
valid-
Yeah, and
Mine's
last
coming down King Highway so fast that,
winter, we left them out, as you well know,
right.
to test.
Yeah.
And only one was hit. It was pretty well destroyed down at Comstock and River. But overall, no problems, but we just couldn't get the help and volunteers to come and fill them and plant them, so.
Yeah.
And River Street does such a great job with them.
Yeah, they
Right.
do.
All right.
Outstanding.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
John, how am I doing? Are you keeping track of the record? I'm trying to.
Yeah, thanks, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Let's hope we get it. Let's hope we get it.
Apparently there's 50 applicants.
Oh, really?